What is going on, people? It is your boy, Mike the Wild Thing DeShazo, with your AEW Dynamite review for August 18th, 2021. We kicked the night off with a tornado tag with Darby Allin and Sting versus 2.0. And I must say, in their short time with AEW, 2.0 has been elevated higher than they have ever been elevated when they were with NXT. So that is a good thing on the horizon, and they are pretty darn good heels, I must say. So we got this match kicked off, and it was just all over the place. There was action everywhere. And I must say, the highlight was Sting taking that table bump through the table, where he essentially became the table, and he no-sold it and stood up and hit the double Scorpion Death Drop into the double Scorpion Death Lock. I mean, it was unbelievable. And they tapped out Darby Allin and Sting with the win. Good way to kick off the night. We followed that right up with Sammy Gevara proposing to his now fiance, Pam. And it was a very touching moment. She's been with him for 8 years now, essentially his entire life. I mean, his entire adult life. She's been through it all with him. So that led into the Shawn Spears versus Sammy Gevara match. And another great match by these two. I mean, lots of action throughout. They involved Pam in it, showing her on the screen. And another little subtle hint at CM Punk coming, because Sammy Guevara hit that finisher that is the same finisher. I mean, it's there. Sammy Guevara won the match after a bunch of false finishes. The cutter off the top rope could have finished it. That 650 senton splash could have finished it. And he finished it with that GTS. Another great match. Then we had the segment with Dan Lambert. A lot of people are a little sour on this with how Dan Lambert was talking to the crowd. I feel like it's you being a heel, you want to piss everyone off. And brought out Lance Archer, and Archer was on his way to the ring, and Andre Arlovsky and Junior Dos Santos, who were with Dan Lambert, were ready to take him on, and the Men of the Year showed up and jumped him. Could we be seeing the Men of the Year being managed by Dan Lambert? Let's pay attention to that. I feel like there is some inconsistent booking, though, with Lance Archer. 1 week he's hot, he's over, everything's great. He wins the IWGP US Heavyweight title, and he loses it, no mention of it, and now he's in a feud with the Men of the Year. But we'll see where this goes. I have faith in it. And then we got the AEW Tag Championship match, the Young Bucks versus Jungle Express. I mean, with these guys, what do you expect? I mean, they put on a fantastic match. It was all over the place action, hot tags. I mean, it was wonderful. I love tag wrestling, and I love what AEW is doing with tag wrestling. Young Bucks picked up the win. And then we go into the Paul White announcement that he is going to be facing QT Marshall at All Out. And QT's face here was probably the best part of the segment when he found out he was facing Paul White. No more BS here. Paul White versus QT Marshall, All Out. Rolled right into the Thunder Rosa versus Penelope Ford match. For as great as Thunder Rosa is, and I feel like Penelope Ford is coming into her own now that Kip Sabian is out injured, but we will see where they go from here, but it felt like they just weren't in sync here very much. They tried their best to pick it up, but it just didn't it was great to see the women get this match, but they just weren't in sync here, and I feel like they could have been more in sync, but it advances, and now we're going to have, who's Thunder Rosa's next point? Is she going to go against Chris Statlander? Is there going to be someone else? We'll see. And then that came right into the fifth labor of Jericho. Probably the best moment of the night when Jericho came out and the crowd, he had no music in the crowd. Well, they mumbled through the first verse of Judas, but then they really picked it up there in the chorus, which that's the part everyone knows. And that was just a great moment. The crowd was hot and they were into it. And it looked like Jericho was going to pick up the win, but he went for the Judas effect, realized he couldn't hit it. That slight hesitation allowed MJF to hit him with the Judas effect and then roll him into the salt of the earth for the pin to finish out the show. In my opinion, this show is this is one of the better AEWs I've seen in quite some time. I always have high hopes, being such a huge fan of AEW, that they're gonna really show out and put on a good show. Tonight, or last night, last night, you can see the sunshine right there. Last night, they put on a great show. With that, I would say that was a 4.5 out of 5 in my opinion. It's still not there, but it's getting there. And with big things looming this Friday, is he going to show up? Is he not? Are we going to finally be able to go CM Punk to AEW confirmed? We shall see. From your boy, Mike the Wild Thing DeShazo, that was my AEW Dynamite review. You keep shotgunning and keep stunting.